who at the moment seems powerless to do anything about this man. Craig Lowndes well in control. Let's check it out on the Shell race score for you. John Bowe in second position, Peter Brock hanging back in third, Wayne Gardner in the Coca-Cola Racing Commodore in fourth, and Larry Perkins in the Castrol Commodore.
Here for 5th and 6th places. And they're not on their own either. There's plenty of competition surrounding this pair.
So quick through that section of track, Bradley.
Yep, Scaife's actually attacking very well here. He's got the lights on, which is a surefire signal that he wants to get by. They run that car with it rolls onto the back a lot, and he gets it out of the corners so well. And for somewhere like this with long straights, to run the car like that is a benefit if you can drive it properly, which obviously Mark can.
Scaife comes up for a big run here. 8 laps completed, 7 to go. Scaife not able to do anything about Perkins there in a straight line. Perkins under a lot of attack. Scaife switches to the outside, filling the mirrors of the Castrol Commodore. He's all over him. Can't do anything about it as they come up the back straight this time around. So Scaife desperate to try and get some points in his 96 campaign. Second time in 2 years the team. And look at this, up the inside, gets a real slingshot on the Castrol Commodore. Well positioned as they come through into the S's this time around. On the brakes, slowing from 260k. About 180 kilometres an hour through here. Daunting part of the raceway, braking in a straight line. You see Gardner locking up brake in front of him. Flames belching from the Fred Gibson Motorsport Commodore. Perkins is left in his wake.
Well, Larry always has very, very strong engines, and so it's impressive to see Mark go by him like that. Now, watching the back of Mark's car here, it's very, very nicely balanced.
So here's Glenn Seaton, now moved up behind Perkins, and making a bit of progress here. Just looking at Larry's times, 14.5 last time around, all running in the mid-14 second bracket, so he's not losing a huge amount of time. Scaife really polished him up there. Glenn Seaton's really making inroads behind. So Larry looks like he's struggling for a little bit of speed at the moment.
I think so. Seaton is, when he had a little bit of clear air after he's gone past Dick there, he and Lowndes are the only ones in the 13s at the moment. So there's no doubt that Glenn is on the attack. Now the trick is going to be to get by Larry.
Yeah, well, the race leader, Craig Lowndes, not only into the 13s, 13.71, and is now 3.13 seconds ahead of John Bowe. So he's doubled the gap in the last 2 laps.
3.13 seconds. There's the gap. John Bowe with the lights on. Just trying to hang on to the back of Lowndes, but this kid is so quick, this combination. Holden Racing Team Commodore Bridgestone tyres. Team working very, very hard over the last 18 months to get back at the front of the pack, and they're certainly doing it in 96. There's Peter Brock, Lowndes' teammate in 3rd position. He was in sensational qualifying form at Eastern Creek last weekend, leading them a merry dance in the first race till he spun, then everything went wrong from there. Brock, in fact, driving the team's spare car. The car, in fact, he drove in the championship last year, which was sold to John Faulkner, who'll be joining the V8 trail a bit later in the year. And Faulkner then had to give the car back to them for a week to allow Brock to compete at Sandown.
I bet he's got his fingers crossed.
Indeed.
Actually, I spoke to John on Wednesday, spent a bit of time with him, and he was saying that he's quite happy to let them run the car this weekend. He's sure that when he gets it back off the track at the end of the race, it'll be a fast car. So I'm sure he's watching this with interest.
Certainly have his fingers crossed. The field getting spaced apart now. Lowndes still holding that gap. 3.6 seconds. He's pumped it out another 3/10. Bowe in 2nd position. Here's Brock in 3rd. Gardner still behind him in 4th. A tremendous battle here amongst the privateers, just nipping at the tail of the Group 1 pack. And Seaton still really attacking Perkins. Not being able to find a way past yet, but looking like he's going to pretty shortly. Larry under a lot of pressure as they stretch the legs of the V8s along the main straight, down past in front of the grandstand, reaching 255 kilometres an hour before they break for turn 1.
4 laps remaining.
Well, Seaton's been able to close the gap quite rapidly on Larry, but hasn't been able to do anything about getting past Brad.
No, that's true. He certainly doesn't have the horsepower. Well, it doesn't look like he's got the horsepower that Scape has. He's all over him in the corners. As you can see here, he closes right up on the back of the Castrol car, but he just can't get out of the corner fast enough to pull beside Larry, and of course, that allows Larry to have him well and truly covered.
So that big...
Certainly not much room to slide down the inside of Larry there.
He's going to have a look, though. Just not close enough to be able to make a move. He's very fast left-hander. So Larry manages to hold him out over the top once again. The brakes for XR6 corner.
And Larry just stays in the middle of the circuit there, so it's impossible to get down the inside of him. A good ploy, totally fair, and enough to keep Seaton out of the race.
Look how close he is here, right up beside the rear quarter panel of the Castrol Commodore. He tries to run down the inside. Perkins still in control, but only just. Still in the lead. And see if Seaton can do anything about it. He's running out of time, of course. 12 laps down, 3 to go for our race leader, Craig Lowndes. Seaton trying everything he can to get past Perkins.
Oh, here's the battle for second and third. Peter Brock now closing up the gap on John Bower. He's falling back into Brock's clutches. This could be a 1-2 finish for the Holden team, the way things are going, because Craig Lowndes has skipped away nearly 5 seconds now ahead of John Bower. And Peter Brock looking very anxious indeed.
Well, a bit of form reversal here. We have seen the Dunlop cars do pretty well at Sandown over the years, but boy, these Bridgestone shot mobile cars absolutely flying at Sandown here today. Bow now has got Brock right up behind him. Gardner still in 4th position. Scaife getting a bit closer to Gardner behind them, so it's breaking up to a number of separate battles. Neil Crompton in trouble here, car 7, after the terrific run at Eastern Creek. Not a good day at Sandown for Crompton, slowly limping up the back straight. The lack of smoke there, Brad.
Well, it's hard to tell what would be wrong with it. It may maybe a brake problem or something, but there's no smoke, so you'd think the engine was okay.
2 laps remaining now. Can Brock get past John Bower? It's doubtful anybody can come near Craig Lowndes with just 2 laps of the circuit remaining, barring any mishaps. John Bower, the defending touring car champion.
This will be a big boost to Lowndes too if he can win this one. Currently the series leader on 56 points when they left Sydney. Wayne Gardner in second on 36, and John Bower, this man, 32 points. So Peter Brock way back in 10th position on the points table at the moment. So Bower's got a clean break in the points, but gee, he's going to need everyone if he's going to top Craig Lowndes here at Sandown this afternoon. So the battle continues here. And closer all the time.
Yeah, back in the pack, Glenn Seaton has managed to slip by Larry Perkins after a long, long battle. It was hard work. And that puts Glenn up into 6th position. Mark Scaife ahead of him. Wayne Gardner up in front of that. Then Bower and Brock, as we can see here, battling for 2nd and 3rd places. A lap to go.
Look at the gap now. Lowndes has opened it up 5.65 seconds. Checking on the comments across the start-finish line this time around. 5.35, so it's come down a little bit. Bow just has no answer for Lowndes, and now he's got to try and defend his tail from Peter Brock.
And Wayne Gardner under attack from Mark Scaife as well.
So Scaife, so a demon move. Larry Perkins before, see if he can do the same on Wayne Gardner this last time around. It's Lowndes, his 2nd and 3rd. Bow, lights ablaze, Brock behind him. There's Gardner, Mark Scaife and Glenn Seaton behind them.
Well, they can scrap all they like for 2nd and 3rd, 4th and 5th, but up the front of the pack.
Oh, look at the oil stain. Big oil stain down the side of the Castrol Falcon, smoke belching from it. What do you suspect that to be, Bradley?
Definitely an engine problem.
They'll be happy not to be coming around another lap to run into that.
Absolutely. So Brock trying everything he can, but Bow proving his mastery of this defensive driving technique. He's defending from Brock, but there's nothing he can do about this guy. Craig Lowndes is absolutely cleaned up here. Crowd on their feet as he just rolls across the start-finish line to win Heat 1. Fabulous drive from Lowndes, just so effortless. Just got out the front and drove away from the rest of the field.
What a reception for 21-year-old Craig Lowndes. Winner again, the opening heat here at Sandown by 5 seconds plus over John Bower. Peter Brock in third place.